What is up, everybody? Here for Cash and Trash. This is Usman on the Cap page. We are talking about the Allen versus Curtis. A little behind the scenes. Last week we didn't get to come through. Easter, us Mexicans go hard on the celebrations of anything Christian slash Catholic. So, wasn't able to make it on time, went ahead and canceled it for the holiday. This week had to push it back a little bit, but we're here. Like I said, starting off with the Allen fight, we'll go ahead and start from the bottom of the lineup. I personally didn't have too much on this one, or too much on the card at all. Got caught up at work. Melissa Dixon versus Nora Cornoli. I know there was heavy betting going in on the over, and well, that got busted, didn't it? I ain't going to be talking too much on all of the specific ways that won, but we'll just talk about the exact moments of when it happened. KO, Cornoli by KO plus 950, and that went up. So people weren't betting it. And I think a lot of people were just thinking Mullins was going to, or Dixon was going to go ahead and do the whole wrestle thing and for the whole 3 rounds. And it was looking like that for a while. But Cornoli said, no, ma'am. Hit her with that body kick to the head kick. Looked pretty goddamn nice, if you ask me, and ruined a lot of people's bets on the over. I only had one parlay going because I was busy, and it did have that over, and it was an accident too. I did not mean to put the over on that parlay, just because I was like, man, you can always trust women to go over 2.5. I don't give a fuck about these chicks. Y'all know I do the ghost to split strat. It didn't have any lines. Bet online, where I do all my line research for the split strat, had 0 lines for the ghost to split decision, ghost to decision, anything like that. So I just said I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna parlay or play the over or anything like that. And like I said, a slip of the finger ended up freaking parlaying it and ruined it. But it's okay, because the parlay would have died on the next play, because it had over 2.5 with Dylan Budka versus Cesar Almeida, which kind of sucked because I was in our group chat telling everybody that it was Almeida KO. It was going to be Almeida KO. And I just went ahead and let it ride for some dumb reason and didn't bet the Almeida KO. Always got to be transparent, even when I got the damn right read, whether I do bet it or I don't bet it, bet against it. Um, yeah, I didn't bet it. And Cesar Almeida got the damn KO. Going to look at these lines real quick. We had Cesar Almeida by KO sitting at plus 300. So, yeah, that was another one that was just an easy cash there, and kind of screwed myself over on 2 plays, not betting what I said I was going to bet and just laying off of it, and then having that damn over on the parlay. So that one really kicked my ass. I know there was a lot of love for Budka. After that, I mean, I was kind of busy at work, so I didn't really get to bet much. Good thing too, because I would have probably bet one of my fan favorites, or a fan favorite of mine, Dan Argetta. At least to hit the over 2.5, and my boy got finished, submitted, and that sucks to see. Scrolling down here so I can check it out. Matsumoto inside the distance plus 250. Um, we knew that he had those submission threats, and Dan Argetta, everybody was relying on him to just go ahead and get the takedowns, grapple him to the 3 round decision. But just because he's a favorite of mine doesn't mean I don't see the flaws. He puts his head in pretty precarious positions sometimes, and Matsumoto with the submission threat kind of was always going to scare me. By submission plus 650, so that was another just very good hit for anybody that did get it. Cynthia Calvillo, Piero Rodriguez. Sadly, we missed out on a free over there because that fight got canceled. On to the next one. Falcao and Victor Hugo. That was a pretty good fight back and forth. Like I said, when it came to the split strat, there were no lines available for this one. So I didn't hit an over, I didn't hit an under. I didn't really care to hit a money line for either of these guys. So I didn't play anything at all. But we saw, I believe it was Falcao who brought home the decision, right? Let me pull it up real quick. I believe that was a pretty obvious one too. If I have the right guy, I think it was yellow shorts Falcao. No, Hugo, bald guy. Hugo, bald guy, was in yellow shorts, and yeah, just overall, just more damage there when it came to the striking. So that was a pretty good read, especially if you got in live bets. I didn't get any live bets on that one. Um, first hit of the night, and a play that I actually did go in on was Norma Dumont. I caught that line as low as I could at minus 103, and was just hoping that I would get plus money when it came to that because we all respect Jermaine Durand to me and all the skills that she brings. But if you were there for Tuesday night, I missed that show, but everybody was telling you, do not bet Jermaine Durand to me because she's 42 years old and just had a baby, and just not a good look. And it ended up being that exact issue, like just way too old. Still had the athleticism, still had the striking, but just it's just not there anymore. And a lot of people come and tell you that Norma Dumont is not good, and she's not gonna be a champion or anything. But it sucks to see how she gets that body lock. She is a big, strong fucking girl, and she's going to throw you to the ground. She's going to get on top of you. She's going to hold you. I think one thing we did see very well for Norma in this fight was being able to keep the ground control. So was glad to cash on that one. Over 2.5 was pretty easy to hit as well. Norma doesn't finish anything. Just scroll down. Let's see what Norma by decision was. Plus 135. The book's kind of new. They weren't giving you any leeway on that one. But a cash is a cash, right? Off to Walter Walker and Lucas Bresky. Don't bet on a Walker. Don't bet on a Bresky. Uh, we say this so many times when it comes to breaking down these low level heavyweights. Do not pick a side. Just hit the over. It was at over 1.5 for minus 180. That was a free parlay piece. That was a free play. Um, we saw that Walker from tape was going to come in here with the grappling advantage and go for takedowns. Cool at heavyweight, hug each other, get on the ground, cuddle for as long as you want. Just hit us at over 1.5. Uh, I don't anticipate us getting a 1.5 for a Walker fight in the future. So sadly, we're going to miss it and going to have to sweat a whole nother round. but that was an easy one right there. As for the scoring, who really cares? Both of these boys were not good, was not an entertaining fight. Bresky seemed to land more strikes on the feet, damage over control, whatever you want to say. I am pretty sure the judges fell asleep for this one and just said, fuck it, don't give it to Walker. On to Court McGee versus Alex Morono, another one that was kind of a slow burn. Kind of a easy read from the whole get-go. I personally went in on Morono by sub because I'll always put just a little bit on Morono by sub just to get that edge because I know how slick he is with the submissions. And he was in that second round, right before he shot for it. I said, "Come on, McGee, hit that fucking takedown. Let me snatch that neck." And he went for the takedown. Morono jumped Gilly, and it looked pretty damn tight. I knew that Court McGee had never been submitted before, but hey, I thought we were gonna get him. We did not get him, but Alex Morono closed at a minus 360, and we should never see Morono at a minus 360 line. And this kind of fight showed exactly why, because even in a fight where he did clearly win the decision that hit at plus 190, um, it was a little close there, especially in the second when he jumped that Gilly, Court got out, and then started landing some ground and pound, but he was able to get up. So Morono, Great White, plus 195 for the decision. That was uh that was the easy read right there. Trevor Peak, Charlie Campbell. Now this one was a little more crazier. The last one was a slow burn. This one they were burning the boats. Trevor Peak only comes in here to throw standing hammer fist and put the pace on you. Charlie Campbell, boy hits hard as well. We had the bet that I had for this one, and was kind of shocked, man. I ended up getting it late. I have it listed here at plus 110. I got it at plus 105 for the over 1.5. Charlie Peaks got this fucking head of a cinder block, or Trevor Peaks got the head of a cinder block. It's gonna be hard to put that boy away. Campbell was ripping apart those legs though. It kind of got me a little worried. But okay, plus 105 over 1.5. Pretty easy to hit right there if I don't say so myself. Especially when there was a lot more grappling than we expected. Peak, not the most athletic, but has some athleticism and some explosion to just get out of some bad positions sometimes. Um, Also has horrible fight IQ to put himself into some worse positions. But hey, survived. Went ahead and went to decision. I would like to see pulling it up what Campbell by decision was because I'm assuming a lot of people thought this fight wasn't going the distance. Yeah, Campbell inside the distance was minus 115. So you know what people were betting on. Campbell wins by decision plus 450. So actually, not too crazy. I mean, I would have liked some juicier odds for something like that with two killers like this. For instance, on the other side, Peak by decision was plus 1,000. And I guess it wasn't that far off, you know what I mean? If these two numbnuts are going to be fighting like that for three whole rounds, anybody could win a round, right? Anybody could win two rounds, and shit. I would have, I would have liked to put a little something on Peak by decision if I knew at the end of the day that this was gonna be a crazy ass fight that went all three. To the next one, Bahamundes, Christos Giagos. Bahamundes gets the early knockout first round. Closed at minus 300. This was another one where I just didn't touch because, not because I was afraid of Bahamondes losing or anything like that, just Had no incentive to actually put anything on it. Busy at the time. I personally hate these early cards. I hate when they start at 2 o'clock. Give me the 6 o'clock start time so I can watch my main card start at 9 p.m. After the kids are in bed and everything, I can chill out, watch the rest of it. Yeah, I was way too busy for most of this card. Didn't get home till probably this fight actually. But Bahamondes, yeah, made a quick work of Giagos, and look at those lines. It's kind of what it was telling you. Inside the distance, -155. I know a lot of people were trying to take Bahamondes by sub because Giagos likes to go for those takedowns and leave his neck out there against the long reach of Bahamondes. So +275, that was pretty decent. You know what I mean? But it was KO. Most of the time, it was always going to be KO. They gave Bahamondes by KO +170. And Bahamondes first round. Bahamondes first round KO +575. So I feel like looking at all three of those lines right there, you kind of knew the books weren't going to give you too much for something that was that high of an outcome. Plus, Giagos has just been fighting in the UFC for quite a while now. It was it was kind of a pick 'em. They were giving Bahamondes every chance he could to get his get the wing underneath his or get the wind underneath his wings back from the tough stretch he's had. Next one, I mean, I felt like this was Twitter fight of the week for last week. Morgan Charrier versus Chepe Mariscal. I was just fading Morgan because of his UFC debut. Fights a guy named Sakini. Like, he's good, but his tape really didn't show me like, oh, he's gonna be a world beater. Chepe, I said since the fight was announced, I was like Chepe, because I expected Cherrier to close it like -250. I really expected people to be crazy hyped around him, and if those were the lines, I would have probably got to the Chepa line, but +123, I just didn't get it. Over 2.5 was the easy one for me. I thought Chepa is a tough ass dog who is always going to fight for your money, is always going to make it to that distance if he doesn't finish you. And I think Chepe over 2.5 is going to usually be a great bet, no matter the line. So that was what I took on this one. A lot of people mad about the decision. A lot of people that bet on Morgan. I can't complain. I'm glad Chepe won. He cashes as a dog 3 times in a row. I don't think we're going to be getting him a dog next time. If we are, might as well touch him again because he seems like cashing as a dog is going to be his thing in the UFC. It was a tight fight. Uh, both guys landed some really good shots when it comes to that third round before Morgan got the takedown. Whether a lot of the punches were landing or not, sometimes the judges can't see that. Chepe was throwing a lot of heat while Morgan was up against that fence. Then Morgan showed some really bad IQ to go ahead and stay on the ground after he lost position and got reversed, stayed on bottom. Chepe landed another barrage of like 15 seconds. Those are the kind of optics there at the very end of a really close fight that'll make the judges go with that fighter over the other fighter. Round one was extremely close. I think it could have gone to either one. Chepe doing a lot of pressure and putting on a hell of a pace. and it's the last category in judging. But when you think everything is pretty damn equal, and these guys were pretty equal in that first round, you go to octagon control and pressure and pace, all that good stuff, aggressiveness, and Checo was putting on the pace. I ain't mad at it. I'd like to see the scorecards to see exactly which rounds they gave to Checo, but yeah, as over 2.5 was the play there. Both guys looked really good though. Both guys look like they're getting better in every fight. So I'm excited to see what what they'll show us in the next fight. Going down to the odds for the specifics, Mariscal wins by decision plus 200. Cherrier wins by decision plus 200. So they knew this was going to be a close fight and go to the end. Co-main event time. Alexander Hernandez, Damon Jackson. This is one where I personally didn't pay attention too much. Was pretty busy today. Didn't have time to go and rewatch it. I know a lot of people mad thinking Alexander Hernandez should have won it. It's Alexander Hernandez. I'm not saying he sucks. I'm not saying he's a scrub or anything like that. But he's just one of those fighters where you don't want to be on his side. You don't want to be against him. You're gonna get screwed over. Uh, Goes to Split Strat said that this was supposed to go under. Over 2.5 was plus 150, and I think that's because a lot of people were kind of just thinking Damon Jackson is chinny or he gets finished. He's been getting finished frequently, but like Billy Quarantillo didn't finish him, puts on a whole lot of pressure, and it's Dan Ige, man. Fucking Dan Ige can crack. He's 50K for a reason. He's got a couple of KOs in the UFC. Ilya Taporia, another KO loss. We've seen how great he is, how hard he hits. So I think I personally didn't take anything on the fight. I think the over 2.5 should have been the play. Hernandez also doesn't really. He's a pretty tough kid. His finish losses are to. Oh, he lost to Quarantillo as well. That's kind of like when they put that whole pressure on him and make him quit. And Nato Moicano subbed him. But this is the same guy that went 3 rounds with Thiago Moises. So if you were thinking that what's his name Jackson was going to get the sub on him in this one, that was something we could have looked at. But yeah, over 2.5 seemed to have been the play. Plus 150 goes the distance plus 200, and then pulling up Jackson by decision plus 450. Kind of hard to say the Jackson by decision was the play because a lot of people didn't think he won. It happens. Oh well, on to the next one, I guess. Uh, Brendan Allen, Chris Curtis. So I guess this was the theme going on with the fights. We got the Cherrier fight, Jackson fight, and Chris Curtis fight. All three go to split decision. Lots of controversy on who should have won. When it came to this fight, I personally gave Allen round one and round four 100%. Round five, very close. Once again, bad optics when the last 15 seconds a fighter is kind of limping up against the fence and Allen throws a big knee, then throws a big combo. My wife just texted me Chris Curtis is a pussy. He deserved to lose. I don't think she knows anything about Chris Curtis, but I personally think that she's spot on. I don't like Chris Curtis. I'm a big hater. She's been texting me this whole time, and that's something I will read off because fuck Chris Curtis. Um, But yeah, man, I mean, there was a fucking, I don't know how it didn't win fight of the night. That was a fucking banger of a fight. Even when it came to rounds 2 and 3, the one judge that did give Curtis the scorecards, it was 2-3-4. Weird, because to me, I think I can pull up the stats real quick. Round 4, I thought was pretty damn like obvious that it was Brandon Allen. Strikes, the stats don't ever tell you everything, but 28-21, he had the minute and 24 of control, 64% strikes landed. I thought round 4 was pretty obvious. So that one scorecard for Curtis was pretty weird to me, because I thought it would probably be 1, 2, 3, or even you could have given him 5, because 5 was really close. But that's just the problem with these super close fights. The big controversy everybody's talking about is that last scorecard where it was 49-46 for Brendan Allen. I'm not too mad at it. I think it was three. I don't know exactly which one, 3 or 2 was a definite Curtis round, but the other one to me was very, very damn close. And I'm not mad if you thought that Allen landed the better strikes. If we're looking at 2 and 3, okay. So look, the stats will kind of tell you: 29 strikes for Brendan Allen, 46 for Chris Curtis. No, 7 seconds of control for Allen, with 0 for 1 of takedowns in round 2. So it looks like that one was probably that one that I'm talking about. That was a Curtis round for sure. My opinion, 1 and 4, Brendan Allen. 5, eking it out to Allen, but it's your choice. It's also not good optics that Allen is shooting for takedowns and staying on all 4 knees with his head down, or on all 4s with his head down. I completely get you wanting to give Curtis that round, and then he wins. But when it comes to 3, I mean, 23 strikes to 23 strikes. Allen had, when it comes to total strikes, those were significant. When it comes to total strikes, 31-23 for Allen. And then he got his 1 of 1 takedown, and then he got 2 minutes and 3 seconds of control. It's not hard to see the 49-46. I think it looked like on MMA Twitter there was a lot of people who bet on Chris Curtis and Chris Curtis by decision. So that helps enrage your opinion when it comes to the fight, especially when you see the 49-46. But I mean, just looking at the stats, it was a very, very close round. And when you see these rounds that are very, very close, you can go back and forth. The judges were aligned on round 1. They were aligned on round 5. It was 2, 3, 4 that were the thing. All judges gave round 2 to Curtis. One gave 2, 3, 4. The other one gave 3 and 4. So that's how you get that 49-46. I ain't too mad at it. I personally gave it to Allen, and despite being a Chris Curtis hater, um, the guy fucking fought his ass off out there, and it was entertaining as hell. And that's one thing that you can't take away from him, and that I can't hate on. The dude doesn't put on boring fights. I would have lost my personal bet. I always say over 2.5 headbutts per Chris Curtis fight. We got 0 headbutts this time. So hey, good shit for Chris Curtis. Um, Allen wins by decision plus 265. Curtis wins by decision plus 750. If you were on that plus 265 for that close of a fight, good props to you. If you weren't, it's all good. I mean, I didn't have anything on this fight. Just we seen what had happened before. I know a lot of people are making a big deal about Curtis's takedown defense and how Omega it is, how that's going to be a big issue for Allen. But I just kept on thinking, like, we saw him get to the back in the first fight. Like, what's to say that he can't do that again? He did it. Curtis has no fucking neck, so you can't finish that guy. I think Allen would have probably got his patented rear naked choke against other people. Curtis, you just can't fucking sub that. Can't sub a guy with no neck. I believe he also went for that arm bar as well and the knee bar. Yeah, he's just Curtis isn't gonna be one of those guys that are subbable, just like Court McGee showed. And that was it. That was it for Allen versus Curtis. Split strat did not do too hot. Um, I guess for the Ghost to Split, we hit on the Chepe one, we hit on the Norma one, and then it was just Dan Argueta versus Gene and Budka versus Almeida that also qualified to hit that over, and those didn't. So we went 2 for 4. Predicting the card, shall I say, didn't do good at all. We we got Baja and Giagos to go under. Strap predicted that, and then the Chepe and the normal fight. So that was it for that one. Flips. Dylan Budka, dog that flipped to the favorite, lost. Jermaine Durandamy, dog that flipped to the favorite. When I wrote this down, she was still the I'm putting quotes dog because she was at like minus 107, but I just wrote it down because I knew money was going to keep coming into her or coming in on her by the time the fight started, and it did because like I said, I got Norma right before the fight started at minus 103. So that tells you exactly it did flip somewhat. Jermaine Duran, I mean, lost as a dog to favorite flip, and Gene Matsumoto was the only dog to favorite flip that won. Kind of crazy that Dan Argueta opened up as a favorite. I love the guy, but I'd never take Dan Argueta as a favorite. That's for sure. Real quick, we will fly by on a preview for UFC 300. Uh, Not gonna take too much time on this because I'm sure we'll have a breakdown that's gonna be 5 hours long in its own when it comes to this card. But from the bottom. So I think I counted it again earlier today. Fuck it, I'll do it right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 champions. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. So 12 champions, 23 ranked fighters. UFC 300 has probably got to be one of the fucking most stacked cards that we have seen in forever. Hey, Andrew, totally did not see that you requested to be a speaker. My
Bro,
bad.
I've been sitting there for 15 fucking minutes. No, I'm just kidding. It's been like 30 seconds, bro.
Oh, my bad, my bad. But you're good, I guess. Your boy Chris Curtis, bro. What happened?
So I'll be honest, man. The reason why I didn't even request a mic until now was one, because I was watching WrestleMania, and two, I didn't pay all that much attention to the card yesterday. because I was watching WrestleMania. So I don't have a lot of input. I was very like I don't know. I guess like the best way to describe it is like, when you're just preoccupied, like, kind of like how you were describing earlier, you're just kind of like looking every few seconds, but you're not really paying attention. So like I couldn't tell you scores or anything like that. I would just glance over every few seconds because I was pretty preoccupied.
Yeah, no, I get you. Um, like I said, work, family stuff. I was watching out the side of my eye. Super busy today too, so prepping for the party that we had today as well. Man, but I was pissed off at you, man. I was pissed off. I finished UFC at fucking like 7:45 p.m. or at whatever time the damn main event started, and I sat there folding laundry and stuff, washing the kids and whatnot, while my wife was prepping for the damn party. And I saw your tweet like this match is nuts or some shit, and I was like, oh cool, I can at least put on WrestleMania for some like background noise. And then I put it on, and the Rock is going, this is for you, Mama Rhodes. And then he does the people's elbow, and the show is finished, and I was like, oh cool, fuck me, I don't get to watch anything badass.
Yeah, it's because you
I was
didn't
like,
turn
oh,
it on
that's
until the very end.
that's the very end, I don't get to see
Yeah.
nothing cool.
No, it's I don't know, man. Like baseball season just started, so I'm super excited about that. So it's like it's an everyday thing. And then obviously WrestleMania was this weekend, and I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Yesterday's card, the card before that, there wasn't a lot of anticipation for it. I think everyone is just kind of getting amped up for UFC 300, especially given like the past couple pay per views. The past couple pay per views have just been so fucking good. So I think to have these cards in the middle that aren't like super anticipated and stuff, at least for me, it's like a breath of fresh air. Now I can get pumped up for like another super good card, and then we go from there, man.
Oh yeah, I had said this a long time ago that these cards, when I think when we were still looking at like 299 or 298, 299 and 300, these cards are so damn stacked. Get ready for some not heavy fight nights. And between last week and yesterday, I have bet very very little, and kind of happy with myself cuz can't step in shit when you're not walking, you know what I mean?
I can't say I've ever heard that before, but I like it.
But yeah, man, super pumped about UFC 300. I was telling my wife yesterday, I was like, look, so I got this dad's at the zoo thing on Saturday. It's a field trip for my kids' school. So I'll be taking my kids to the zoo in the morning. And I said, I'm taking them to the zoo. We're gonna have a blast. I am directly taking them to your parents after that, and you won't see me till midnight because it's UFC 300. And she was like, "Man, UFC 300, that sounds cool. It sounds special." And that's when I read it off. I was like, 12 champions, 23 ranked fighters. It's Omega. This is it's everything right now. And I will not be present. I'll not be on this world. I will be watching only UFC 300 and nothing else. Uh, so yeah, I was letting her know 300. I'm prepared. I'm ready for it.
I love it. Absolutely love it. And you actually bring up a good point. You just mentioned all the champions, former champions on this card, how fucking stacked it is. I feel like I still know the answer, but I still want to ask you anyways. Um, we know that every single card, no matter what card it's ever been, people are very notorious for not showing up for the early prelims. And then some of the prelims, given how stacked this card is, do you think we'll see more people in the stands from the beginning to the end?
Bro, if we
Because I
have
swear to God, if that
Cody
first fucking
Garbrandt,
fight pops on and there's like 10 people there, I'm going to lose my mind,
I,
dude.
I was gonna say, if we have Cody Garbrandt and Figueroa beating the shit out of each other in the first fight of the night, and there's like 50 people in the
Uh,
arena, I might, I was gonna say something very bad, and I'm not gonna say it, but it would have been a national tragedy. Yeah, no, people better be fucking filling the damn bleachers for or the top row for. I mean, Figgy versus Garbrandt. That's a damn
yeah,
fucking.
man.
That's a main event
I mean,
right
I know the
there.
celebrities and shit aren't going to show up, so it's like those first like few rows, or at least the first like 10 to 15 rows, I expect to, be pretty empty. But it's like everything else should be fucking packed, especially for what these people are paying for these tickets. Because I'm talking about the people behind the celebrities, the people who are actually paying for tickets. It's like, dude, if you guys don't show up for fight one, like, you guys are fucking insane.
If there aren't roars when Figueredo sleeps
Oh, I
Garbrandt,
know.
I'm rioting. I'm rioting.
Oh, man. Oh, dude, yeah. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited.
Already kind of bummed that Bruce Buffer won't be announcing him as Jim fucking Miller because it's like
He can't though,
just
to be fair.
he can't.
Okay,
Why
yeah,
not?
okay, so check this. So Jim Miller's on the prelims, right? So he's on ESPN,
Yeah.
meaning it's you can't do it. If it's a pay-per-view, you can do it because it's after hour or it's its own thing. Pay-per-views you can cuss, but when it's not on pay-per-view, you can't cuss. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah. That's
guess.
why when
Don't give me no Jim.
what was it? When Manel Kopp was calling Kai like a faggot or something. If that was a pay-per-view, I don't think DC takes that mic away. But because it was a regular card, he's like, bro, you can't say that shit.
Yeah, I don't want no Jim frickin' Miller. Just call him 810 or just call him Jim Miller. Don't give me no half ass
So
shit,
I
bro.
saw someone suggest on Twitter, and I think it'd be cool if it could somehow get its way around. If he says Jim and then kind of sets it up and then lets the crowd say fucking and then he does the Miller after. I think that would be dope, bro.
That would be dope. Second fight of the night. There better be a damn crowd there to do it.
Oh man. That's what I'm saying. Like, how is that the second? Oh, dude, yeah, man. Yeah, you better make sure you get home in time. Let's just say that. There is no
I know, man.
like
I'm gonna be
you have to be
at the
prepared for this
damn
card. It's
zoo.
like the Super Bowl, right? Like you have your food order, you have everything lined up because the moment that first fight starts, you have to very cleverly plan your bathroom breaks, your breaks with whatever else in the house you got to do or people you got to attend to. Like you got to be on point for this fucking card because I feel like this is one of those cards where if you the second you look away, you're gonna miss something iconic.
Yeah, man. There were those times when my wife's like, "Hey, how long are the fights gonna run?" or how long is it gonna take?" or this and that, and I'm like, "Oh man, this pay per view has two championship fights at the end of it. It's probably gonna run a while if there are no finishes. This fucking pay per view has three championship fights out of it, and there's fucking 12 champions slash former champions on this damn card. It's I'm lit. I'm lit up right now.
Yeah.
Can't believe that just because I'm just looking at it right now. People were pissed about the Andrade Rodriguez fight. I don't care. Just give it to me. I know Rodriguez is gonna want to stand there with her, and Jessica Andrade is gonna drop some bombs on her. I'm Jalen Turner, Moicano. Sheesh. It's all like these were great planned fights because is Moicano and Turner gonna give us a boring ass fight? No way in hell. Like there's no way in hell.
I mean, I think Jalen's going to knock him out, personally.
I mean, it might be boring after the first 30 seconds because Turner's doing like backflips and shit because he slapped him. But besides that, it's gonna be fun while it lasts.
It's just, he's going to have such a hard time getting inside that range and then getting him down and then not even just getting him down, but keeping him down. And Jalen's huge for that weight class, and he's very strong for that weight class. And Moicano's shown that he's got a little bit of a chin, and especially against a tough guy like Jalen, like he can definitely be put out. So I think, I mean, I don't know. I think given this card, I think you kind of have to look at it um, very simply. Like, don't overthink it. It's a pay per view card. It's tailored towards the masses. So it's like there's certain fights in this card that are there for a reason, and the reason why main cards have the fights they do is because they try to get finishes or just the most exciting fights. So I say you just got to look through this card, and if it looks like there's a knockout or a finish there, there probably will be in this card.
Oh yeah, goes the distance no on all the whole card. Just goes the distance no on the whole card. You might lose what one on the home versus Harrison fight, maybe, but who gives a damn? Fuck it.
Ah, this is gonna be. Oh man, dude. And then it's like I feel like there's like certain fights where I'm like kind of changing my mind on just because I feel like the not like the script is flipping per se, but it's like I just feel like more people are on the other side. So it's like months ago when we were talking Justin and Max, like everybody was on Justin. Everybody was on Justin. We were all saying, dude, this is gonna be the first
Hey,
guy to
you know
sweep
who
Max.
wasn't?
And now I feel like it's the
No, you know
opposite.
who wasn't.
And then same with Calvin
I,
Cater and Aljamain Sterling. Like I feel like most of us were on Aljo, and now a lot of people are really on Cater, and it's like, damn, dude, like it's just got me so anticipated to watch these. You know what I mean?
I'm going down with the ship. Max Holloway is winning this fight. I don't give a damn. Me and Max against the world, and I love Max, but I've never been like a diehard Max fan. I mean, he gives us great fights. I like the guy. Cool. This is one where I'm going down with the ship. Fucking Max beats Justin. As for the Cater one,
It's tough, right?
I want to go Aljo. I think like I'm not gonna say he's a technician or anything like that, but I still think a lot of people discredit or disregard his striking and like just full on kickboxing match. I don't think he beats Cater, but he has enough to mix in the game, I think. And coming up to 145, he's gonna be bigger. He's gonna be stronger. I kind of want to go
So
Aljo.
here's my thing with that, because I tend to lean Aljo too, but the more I look at it, bro, yeah, Aljo's going up in weight, and he might be a little bit stronger and bigger. But what we really got to look at is he's bigger and stronger from a bantamweight perspective. He's only 5'7", bro. He's going up against Cater, who's what, 5'11", damn near 6 feet, just a much bigger guy. I I don't know if his strength and his skill set is going to translate to the division, especially against a guy like Calvin Cater. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to get him down, keep him down, get him down consistently because, yeah, the longer that fight's on that feet, yeesh. I don't know if his chin's going to be able to hold up against a guy like Calvin Cater, you know?
Hell of a matchup for his fucking 145 debut because they could have given him somebody like
Yeah, they could have given him a cupcake, right?
I mean, geez, I don't know. I'm looking at this like Calvin Cater is number 8 above him, like you, because he's a former champion. You want to get him in them ranks, you know what I mean? I guess they could have given him Yair Rodriguez based on who would have won versus Yair versus Brian, so that he has like that grappling advantage. But I mean, and these are fights that I'd love to see. But against Mavzar Evloev, that's another grappler versus grappler kind of thing. The Max Holloway thing, Brian Ortega, grappler versus grappler. Like, you're not giving him any favors anywhere, you know? Josh Emmett, uh, bomb, nukes. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, this Calvin Cater fight isn't the easiest, but
That's
it's,
what I'm saying, bro. Like
I
his
guess,
skill set just
ah,
doesn't translate to the featherweight division because he doesn't have the ability to strike. He's a one trick pony, and that's not a bad thing. I don't say that in a bad way. I'm just saying when you jump weight and you're facing bigger, stronger guys, if for whatever reason plan A fails and you don't have a plan B, bro, you're in trouble.
oof, that's gonna be, and and that's what we want to see, right? We want to see questions answered. Um, shit, it's crazy. I'm because you brought up the heights. 5'7" to 5'11". Fuck, Calvin Cater's actually a pretty big
That's what
boy,
I'm
huh?
saying, dude. Like, but you don't think of him as a big guy. But when you see him fighting smaller dudes, like when like think about it. Aljo is fighting fucking Henry. Henry's 5'3". Like he's like like he's as tiny as they get when it comes to professional fighters. You know what I mean? Like TJ Dillashaw.
Hey, he's listed as
TJ's not a
five
big
four.
dude
You're gonna
either.
give him that
Huh?
inch. He's listed as 5'4". You give Henry that
No, he's not
inch.
5'4", bro. And
You give him
and then
that
he fought
inch,
like
Andrew.
TJ Dillashaw, who's not a big kid at all either. Peter Yan, who's not a fucking big kid at all either. That's what I'm saying. Like he's fighting all these smaller guys, and now you're going up to a division to which this probably should have been your division from the get go. But now looking back, I kind of see why you went down to bantamweight because you figured you would have the size advantage, to which you did, but now you don't have that advantage anymore. So is your skill set going to translate to this division? If it does, cool. But like you said, there's definitely questions that need to be answered.
Joe commented, "Can you name a former champ that went up in weight, that went up a weight in a reasonable amount of time and lost?"
I guess I'd really have
Um,
to think about it. Say it one more time.
yeah. Can you name a former champ that went up a weight in a reasonable amount of time and lost? The first one that comes to my mind is DC went up, but he won, and then lost. Um, Alex Pereira went up and won.
Yeah, but we're
I don't
talking
know if you
about,
want
but
to.
that's what I'm saying though. Like the two dudes you just listed are dudes who shouldn't have been fighting in those divisions from the get go. Like they were too big for those divisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even in smaller weight classes, you look back and you think of Connor from 45 to 55. I mean, he went up and won. Like, champions don't go up and lose, is I guess what he's trying to say. And I can't think of one that went up and lost.
It's
Cejudo
fair.
went up and won. Um,
That's definitely fair.
I mean, and like I said, like for sure, he's not gonna win a strictly kickboxing match. But I do think the Aljo's pace and the way he strikes just helps his game. Uh, interesting fucking match, man.
Agreed. Agreed.
Who are you? Are you like you gotta be heartbroken here, man? You gotta be the watching this next fight has got to be
Heartbroken.
like when. Yeah, yeah, hold on. Let me get there. Let me get there. I need to set up my imagery first. It's like that old school torture where they tied up your arms and your legs to horses and then had them run away. I feel like this is you watching Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison. Who are you on, you son of a bitch?
It's funny, right? Because I'm glad you know that I'm a fan of both of those ladies. I feel like this is a classic out with the old, in with the new, man. I really do. I've always said this. I've said this many times in these spaces. Holly Holm will always hold a special spot in my heart that'll never go away. But unfortunately, she's like 42 years old. She's slowing down. She's shown in her last few fights. She doesn't even. She does. If you've watched her last couple of fights, she doesn't even really want to strike. You know what I mean? Like I just don't think she can take the damage anymore. She's been wanting to clinch. She actually tried to grapple a little bit too recently. I don't like her game plans. Like And now you're asking her to fight a fucking phenom. Obviously, she has a loss recently, but it's her only loss. And I'm not one of those people who calls fighters frauds or fakes or whatever the fuck you want to call them just because they lose a fight, because like 99.8 or 9% of fighters lose a fucking fight in their career. So I think that's insane. Um, I just think stylistically it doesn't make any sense. I think Dana knows what he's doing. He's pushing her. He knows she's going to run this fucking division. Yeah, I do. I think the writing's on the wall. Unfortunately, the line is like way too fucking juiced for me to even touch it. Um, I could
Is it?
probably
What
take
the
you.
hell are the
I
odds
could
on
probably
that?
take Kayla by decision, but I'm just undecided right now.
I'm pulling up those odds because I would have thought it would have been pretty close. Is Kayla a ginormous
Oh
favorite
yeah,
or
last
what?
time I checked, she was in between 3 and 4 to 1. Yeah,
Ooh,
I think it was like minus
minus
370 or something
460.
when I last saw.
Oh man, that line was beat, bro. You're minus 460
Yeah, that's
right
what I'm
now.
saying. Like, there's just no point in touching it for me. It's just enjoy the fucking fight. Unless you really have solid intel on a prop, so it's like if you know for a fact it's going to decision, which I don't know, bro. I feel like this just could be Holly Holm's last fight, and it's like it's like old Yeller style. You know what I mean? Like Marion Renault, who was fantastic, who had never been finished up until her last fight when Misha Tate returned. Misha Tate of all fucking people. Misha Tate doesn't finish people, but she finished Renault, a fighter who's never been finished. But Renault was also like 43 years old at the time. So it may just be one of those situations where she could definitely very well get finished, but I don't know. I don't know, man.
So Joe commenting, nah. Then to the old ladies, Chris and Holly, they got one. They got one up their sleeve. Kayla loses only one UFC. I would assume UFC fight before she retires, and it's this one. Um, especially when I see these fucking lines, man, I really want to go Holly and Holly by decision. Like, I understand what you're saying, age and all of that shit, because it's true. Um, but there is an obvious, like even Holly at this age, she does have an obvious striking advantage. Pretty good, kind of, that she's been working on her grappling and her clinching. At least it's ready. Um, and dude, we just saw Harrison go to decision with Aspen Ladd. Like that's not good. Uh, I Kayla's was great in the Olympics. She did well in PFL against lower level competition. You were talking about Misha Tate's finish. Misha Tate did have one finish over Holly Holm, so that's not a good look. But I know Kayla has already said that they've already said that Kayla's already made the weight and she made it healthy. But she is a big fucking girl with a lot of muscle, coming down to 135 for the first time since she was probably a goddamn teenager. Uh, and like she definitely has to have cut down on some muscle. Like that's got to slow her down a little bit, or there's got to be some adjustment. Like when was her last PFL fight? It wasn't that long ago, right?
I want to
Like,
say it was last year in November, wasn't it?
I,
Didn't she fight in November?
I'd have to look at it. Looking
November's
up
usually
Kayla
like when
Harrison right
the
now.
the championship is.
Yeah, you're
So it had to
right.
be November.
Just trying.
Because I remember when she lost to
Um,
Pacheco in the finals, she didn't fight for like an entire year until she fought Aspen Ladd because she didn't participate in like the season format.
yeah, it was the
November 24th.
championship kind of thing. November 24th. Yeah, good shit, Zal. Um, that's not a lot of time to get your body like completely fucking ready and just to get adjusted to it. You know what I mean?
We'll see, my friend.
Jo- Joe jumping in. Holly beats Kayla, then Raquel retires as a champ. Good God, I hope Holly. I mean, I hope Kayla wins now because I don't need Holly winning and then winning the belt and then leaving the division. That's like putting another fucking tombstone on a dead
Joe's
body
just being an
that
old head.
already has a
He's just
tombstone.
being an old head about it.
I mean, I can see it happening though, which I don't want to see it happen. So now I'm on Kayla Harrison.
I just think if they did that or that happened, like the division is already like going extinct. So it's, do you bring in a fighter to revive the division, or do you bring in a 43-year-old chick to just completely fucking bury it? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, we know who's supposed to win. That's for
Yeah.
sure. We know who's supposed to win.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, like Kayla comes out and for whatever reason, just cannot take Holly down, and then Holly ends up pushing out some decision, that would be insane. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't.
Funny enough, I'm seeing Cody Brundage propaganda on Twitter, and it's like nobody bet that fight.
No.
Just don't bet it at all. You don't bet an over. Don't bet an under. Who gives a fuck? Just watch it for what it
Yep.
is. Please, for the love of
100%.
God, do not bet. Do not bet Bo Nickel at minus 2,300. Do not bet Bo Nickel inside the distance at minus 1,000. Do not bet Bo Nickel or Cody Brundage at plus 1,100. Because even if you win, which you're not, you don't seem like a smart guy. You seem like an idiot who took a lucky bet. Like, just leave it alone. And screw anybody on Twitter who's out here pushing that Brundage propaganda.
Nah, bro. He's a certified quitter. I can't do it. Can't put my money on a quitter.
Another one, kind of laying off of the main card so that we can edge ourselves there. But Diego Lopez versus Sadiq Yusuf, man.
So here's my thing. Like, Diego's obviously going to want to kind of keep it dirty, push the pace. Sadiq kind of likes to play his own game. Do you think Diego's going to make him uncomfortable, or do you think Yusuf is going to be able to fight his fight?
Uh,
That's
it
what I'm
don't look.
saying, bro. Like this card is going to be so damn good.
I mean, recency bias. It doesn't look good that fucking after having a great round, Edson Barbosa, even at the end of fucking beating the shit out of him for almost 5 minutes, Edson Barbosa was on his ass and pushed made the fight a little bit dirtier in that first round, man. Look, I'm gonna make this real simple. We saw Brian Ortega get a commercial and he won. We saw fucking Dustin Poirier get a commercial and he won. Now it's not a commercial, but I'm sure you saw that fucking UFC 300 promo with only Diego Lopez and a Spartan outfit, right?
Yep, I saw it.
Yeah, he
Ugh.
looked like he was dressing up like the Golden Knight.
Oh, Golden Knight, Spartan, Roman, whatever the fuck it is knight in shining armor. I don't give a damn. He was the only one on a UFC 300 promo. I ain't fading it. I'm trying to look at the lines real quick on
He's
that.
minus 135
Bet on
on
lines
my book.
m- minus 135. Yeah, shit. On Bet Online, he's minus
For Lopez,
146.
right?
Yeah, Lopez.
This is so
I
interesting,
ain't
man.
fading it.
Because I think either Diego could come out and just push that pace and give that finish that the crowd wants to see, Or I think Yusuf can just come out and be a technician machine, put the crowd to sleep, but fucking pull away with a decision victory.
I want to see if you can put that power on Lopez's chin. See what that chin's got for us. Um, Man, look, we are going heavy on this UFC 300 card, and we have a 5 hour breakdown probably scheduled for Tuesday night. So let's rapid fire through this main card so I can get my ass in bed. Um, we already talked about the Bone Nickel Cody Brundage fight. Leave it alone. Who cares? Don't talk about it. Charles Oliveira, Armin Sarukian. I got my name is blonde at Blonde Olives on Twitter. I'm on Charles Oliveira. Fuck Armin Sarukian. I hate him. I ain't going for him. It's Charles Olives all day,
You mad
baby.
because he beat your boy
Knock his
Gamrot?
ass
Is that
out.
why?
Who beat my boy Gamrot?
Armin, dude.
When did that
A
happen?
while ago when they fought.
Really? Look up their
Oh yeah,
records.
I know I know the decision was
No,
given to
no, no,
Gamrot, but we both watched
no,
that fight.
no, no. You know who's got that green W next to their name on Tapology, boy.
See, this is another one of those fights where it's like, I feel like a lot of people were on Armin a couple months ago, but now that time has gone by, everyone wants to make a case for the underdog. And Charles, I feel like Charles has always been a good underdog. He usually fights pretty well when he's an underdog, but when he's a favorite, he folds. Um, this is this is a tough matchup because who is the last fighter to push forward and really press the pace against Armin? But not only that, if it went to the ground, has the ability to do that. You know what I mean? Like who has really challenged Armon recently?
That's the thing that sucks. I would have thought Benil Dariush had that ability, especially with the grappling exchanges we saw with Benil and Gamrot. But knee up the middle, over and right. Good night, Benil. We didn't see shit. Um, to be honest, like it depends on what Armin wants to do. If Armin comes out here with a smart game plan and just says, let's wrestle, we've seen Charles lay on his back and get
Yeah.
wrestled.
And just accept
So,
it. Yeah.
yeah, try to shoot some submissions. So that's going to suck. But if he decides to fucking have a fight with Oliveira, I mean, one of my favorite highlights is seeing fucking Oliveira dig that knee so deep into fucking Dustin Poirier's gut. Dustin was like, you know what? I don't want to have this war right now. Let me back up. Um, Oliveira does everything really fucking hard, man. I want to see him sleep the kid. But it all depends on what game plan Sarukian's gonna bring.
Dude, and think about it, dude. Charles is gonna be a lot bigger. Armon's not a big guy. Armon's like 5'7".
Oh, he could make 145 for
Like
sure.
he's not a big dude. Charles is clearly fucking big. You know what I mean? He's a big boy for 155. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
This is one of those fights where it's like I don't even want to bet it. I just want to fucking sit back and enjoy the shit.
Man, and that's because I was saying like I've laid off these last two cards, or I've been a lot lighter these last two cards, and been thinking like I'm gonna change up my betting strategy after UFC 300 because the degenerate in me is gonna want to like bet every fight and like fuck yeah, like let's just go hard, let's make some money, let's have some fun. Talking it right now, I'm fucking biting my nails, thinking, oh maybe I don't bet fucking shit and we just enjoy a fucking crazy ass UFC 300. Um, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. I don't need to say shit about this. It's gonna be Max Holloway by decision all day.
What do you? I mean, I don't have the line in front of me, but what's that over looking like?
I gotta come up. Game totals over 3.5 minus 150.
What about over 4.5?
Bet Online doesn't have alternates, and the props haven't dropped yet, so
Okay.
can't tell you on the 4.5. They set it at 3.5 though.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Because, yeah, dude, this could. I still believe that if Justin hits him hard enough, he could put him out. But the pictures that I've seen recently of Max putting weight on, he looks a little bit bigger.
Boy looks
Like,
thick.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I was all over Justin months ago. I was like, oh, he's going to be the first fucking dude to sleep Max. And now I'm just like, fuck, dude, Max looks good. Like, he's never been a dude to lose like a warrior battle. You know what I mean? I just, yeah, bro. Max by decision might be good, but it's one of those things where I feel like it could potentially go either way. So that's why I might just want to take the over. I think this just might be a 5-round war. And instead of picking a side, I feel like I might just be safer taking an over.
Yeah, I mean at 3.5 ain't that bad to be honest. I think if you're able to get the 1.5 or 2.5, fucking why not just play that? Because I think we're hitting the 3.5. But Wiley Zhang co-main event versus Yan Xiaonan, China versus China.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
man, so I've kept quiet about this, and it's like I'm hundred
I
percent
knew you were going to
not
fucking
a
do this too.
Whaley.
Go ahead. I knew it.
I'm not a Whaley hater. I'm not. I love the girl. I think YB said it. She's pure. She's so great. You know what I mean? And she's a fucking killer when it comes to the damn cage. I've kept quiet because I wanted Lemos to win 2 years ago when it was gonna be made. I wanted Lemos to win last year when it was finally made. And I kind of want Yan Xiaonan to fucking win. And I just know that takedown defense is a real fucking pain in the ass when it comes to this fight. Um, Weili Zhang went ahead and spent her camp and a half or almost two camps with Cejudo in them, and whether you want to give them all the credit for the wrestling that she's done, her wrestling has upped crazy amounts in the last couple of fights, and it kind of sucks. Uh, but I want Yan Jianan to win, man.
Man, I feel like so I was saying a lot of these fights on this card are really close and they could go either way. This is one of those fights that I don't think will be like that. I do think that Zhang Weili is gonna win this one rather easily. You've said it. Her takedown defense sucks. It's not there. She can out grapple her for sure. And she can dominate on the ground too. That's the thing. Like she can dominate her on the ground. On the feet, I think Wei Li's the stronger striker. I do think Yang Xiaonan is the faster striker. I think she does have faster hands, and she does have very good, footwork. She's quick to get in and get out. But I just feel like this is one where Wei Li just puts her in the dirt, bro. I think she's just gonna grind her out and work her and just wear her down. And probably should probably get a decision, I think. But yeah, man, I think this is going to be one of those fights that's just not very close. I think a lot of the fights on the card will be rather close, but I think this is just one of those unanimous decision fights.
Yeah, that one's. I don't know. I don't even know if the over is safe on that one, man, because I feel like Whaley could get a ground and pound finish if it stays on the
She
floor.
could. She
Uh,
definitely could, bro. Yeah. I've already got I had like a 3-teamer. I had I think it was Gamrot, O'Malley, and then now I have Whaley to close it out. So I'm just waiting for this shit to cash. I
Oh,
hate placing
nice.
these future fucking bets because then they just sit there and I'm impatient as hell.
Well, for your sake, I hope Yan Jianan loses. But for my sake and my fandom, fuck your bet. Uh, on to the next one. The main event, man.
I
Ah,
know, right?
it's always been Jamal Hill. You go to my page, the Usman page. My pinned tweet is about defending Jamal Hill. It will stay there until Jamal Hill wins the belt. So I will be changing it Saturday night because Jamal Hill will win his belt back, man. Um, to me, don't gotta do tape. We know these guys. Uh, I personally just believe that some dudes are special, and I think Jamal Hill's special, man. Fuck it, that's it, plain and simple. Jamal Hill by knockout.
Dude, I'm so torn on this fight, and I'll go into this on Tuesday, but I don't know, bro. I have concerns on both sides. I see strengths on both sides, so it's like I see pathways of victory for both fighters, but I also see how they can both lose. Um, I don't know, man. I'm torn, bro. I really am. It's okay. So Jamal's side, you have the fact that he tore his Achilles, what, 9 or 10 months ago. Um,
No, it was a while, bro. Wasn't it like almost a year and a half already?
I don't know if it's been that long, dude. I really don't. Let me look it up really hit. Achilles injury. He announced it on July 14th, 2023. So yeah, 10 months. So
Uh,
so this
wow.
guy just tore his Achilles, and 10 months later, you expect me to believe that not only is he healthy enough and fit enough to fight, you're telling me he's going to do it at the fucking pinnacle of that division against, arguably the best guy in the division? That worries me. He looks a little big, you know, so I don't know like what he's going to be able to do physically. That's what concerns me for him because he's got that raw strength that can easily put Alex out because Alex is chinny as hell. So he could definitely knock him out. He's got those hands, boy, and he's so fucking quick. So it's like the physical tools. If we're just speaking on that, I would take Jamal. Although what concerns me is he's facing one of the best kickboxers in the world. And if Alex is smart and he just fucking chops at that calf, I don't know if Jamal is smart enough to check it. I feel like that's Alex's way to get there is to just chop that leg down if he can do it. You know what I mean? Um, but I don't know, bro. I don't know if Jamal's going to be fully healthy. I don't know if he's trained enough. I don't know if he's strong enough and fit enough. But if he is, yeah, I'm inclined to take Jamal too. I really am. But I could also see Alex just fucking wearing him down with those leg kicks. So that forces him to lose a little bit of strength. He's not going to be able to get off on that front foot as much. And then Alex can kind of go to work from there. So it's close, bro. It could really go either way.
Nah, man, it's only going one way, and it's going towards the champion, Jamal Hill, boy. That's it. Let's go. UFC 300,
I
man.
think it'd be more fun with Jamal as a champion. I just feel like it would be like more fun for the division. He's a talker. You know what I mean?
Joe just requested a mic. I was about to close this, but he's gonna shit on my dreams. So go ahead, Joe.
Well, first, I'd like to say good space. I heard you carry it at the beginning all by yourself. I couldn't get in, but fucking, I was listening. Um, Listen, I've heard Andrew say it twice, and I've heard other people say that Alex is chinny. Israel Adesanya, who on any other day everybody sucks his dick for being one of the greatest strikers in history, threw everything he had into a haymaker and dropped Alex. Other than that, there's a TKO back in the day. Alex has never been knocked out. You can't call a guy chinny that doesn't get knocked out. He might get rocked, he might be punchable, but you can't call a guy chinny. That's not realistic. Jamal Hill went on a rant on Facebook about how AP is just a kickboxer, just a one-dimensional kickboxer. If Jamal Hill can't leap in and throw the hook, there's no fight. He will not out-grapple AP because he doesn't grapple. I'm not saying AP's a grappler. He doesn't grapple. Jamal's not going to become a fucking grappler. So that's not going to happen. He can't kick with AP. In no world can he kick with AP. And if you're going to argue with me that he can, I'll just let you argue, but he can't. So Jamal Hill has to be able to literally lunge in and land a hook followed by another hook against the best kickboxer, maybe not the best in at all in history, but a top 10 in kickboxing scene history, who isn't like far out of his sport. You guys are all fucking crazy. AP is gonna sleep Jamal. You guys are all fucking crazy. Every one of you motherfuckers are crazy. It won't even. I am eager to hear the excuses because it won't even be close. AP's going to kick the leg like 4 or 5 times. Jamal's not even going to know how to walk. And then AP, who looks really awkward, is going to throw those weird punches where he does that like weird combo. And you're like, man, that looks stupid. He's about to knock this guy out. And then that's what's going to happen. If you go watch when Izzy knocked him out, Izzy knew that pattern. He literally starts piecing Izzy up, and Izzy leans back and throws everything he has into a haymaker because he knew that was the moment. Oh, fuck, here it comes. Go watch the fight. You'll see it. Watch it 20 times. There's no way. You guys are all fucking crazy. That's all I got.
Who's you guys are all
Now
crazy? Who's you guys?
it's just me, but I speak real loud.
Andrew said AP's crazy, so he's one of you guys, or is chinny, so he's one of you guys too. And all
I
you
said the
motherfuckers.
fight can go either way. I just explained routes of victory for
No,
both
it
guys.
can't go either way. You're crazy. All of you motherfuckers are crazy. The
Oh
fuck?
man,
Now I will say like
If AP was
um
at 205, you
I
would bet on him to beat Jamal right now.
bro, AP is 36, bro.
I don't care.
Okay.
If Izzy was
I
at
like I
205, you would bet on him to beat Jamal right now.
no the fuck I wouldn't. No the hell I would not,
Tell me he
man.
wouldn't be the favorite.
Uh for he would be the favorite. He would be the favorite. And I would be cashing sweet, sweet money on Jamal Hill, boy.
That's fair because
Uh,
he probably. I don't know. I don't know. I ain't really thought about that one. I don't know if he could beat Izzy. He might clip him
um,
because Izzy is chinny, but yeah, I don't know.
but like what I was gonna say is I agree with you. Like I've always said, I don't care if a fighter gets hit. I don't care if a fighter gets wobbled. It's a fight. Sometimes you get hit hard. If a fighter can get hit and get wobbled and keep going on his game and keep it going, and then find the way to win, badass. You know what I mean? That's what I like to see. That's why I like AP so much, man. But because he is there to get hit. Jerry hit him pretty hard with some pretty good shit right there, and there was times where AP was like, "Goddamn, motherfucker just hit me good." But he stays in his pocket, he stays in his zone, and he lands what he needs to land to find the finish and find the win. Even like Ilya Taporia gets hit. You know what I mean? We haven't seen him wobbled or anything, but he got hit hard by Josh Emmett. You know what I mean? Um, I don't mind when fighters get hit or get wobbled. Uh, I just think Jamal Hill is that guy, and we will all see he's that guy. And once he beats AP, it's gonna be like, oh, but Magomed Ankalaev's gonna take him down. Magomed Ankalaev's gonna beat him, and then we're gonna cash good money on Jamal Hill versus Magomed. And then we're gonna get a Yuri rematch, and we're gonna cash money on, or we're that fight never happened, but we're gonna get Yuri versus Jamal. We're gonna cash good money on Jamal. Like, Joe, I'm telling you, start betting on Jamal Hill now,
Hey, bro, who you watching
so
the
that
fights
in
with?
like,
Who you
huh?
watching the fights with?
Probably just me and two
Well,
homeboys.
just listen. They don't know me, and that's okay. But when you see Jamal leap in and land that little hook, and AP just kind of looks back at him and kicks him in the fucking leg for it, and then Jamal gets all wide eyed, like, oh, fuck, I just hit that dude hard as I could, and he broke my leg. Bro, just yell, fucking Joe, and pull your phone out and start hammering AP on the live bet. Just, it,
No, bro, no, no. Look, I'm telling you, when AP does that little hop forward, that weird, awkward hop
right
where
before he
like
starts
his
piecing
legs
people
don't
up, that's
move.
exactly what I was
Yeah,
talking about, bro.
exactly,
That's
exactly.
exactly what
When
I
he
was.
does that little weird hop, when he does that
Awkward
little
as
weird
fuck. He
hop
looks so
and
dumb.
opens up for that shot, but then a fucking right straight comes right down the middle, and now he's doing the awkward hop backwards. I want you to go, damn, Usman had
No,
it.
I expect
Usman
so.
knew
I
this guy's
expect
special.
Jamal to hit him hard, and I expect AP to take it. And I think if Jamal clips him twice and can't drop him, Jamal is broken. He won't know what to do. And I'm not like talking shit. I'm really saying like I think Jamal can catch him. I think he can catch him with a good straight. And I think he'll catch him one time with a good hook. AP sometimes gets hit trying to find people's range, like trying to figure out people's range. He catches a few. That's probably why, like Andrew calls him Chinny, because you see him get hit a few times. I just really expect that Jamal's going to hit him once or twice, and it's just going to break him when AP's chopping his leg and he realizes, man, I can't put this dude down. Fuck, I can't do it. That's just my thought. I'm not even being a hater. I'm not trying to debate. Like, that's really what I think happens in the fight, bro.
No, you called me fucking crazy. I want an apology.
Yeah, you're being hater, bro.
Crazy. He is crazy.
Oh man, well,
Not taking that
that
back.
was
Could go either way. You didn't hear me give a fucking scenario where fucking AP could lose there. Fuck you. I didn't even give one of those scenarios.
All right. We'll see.
So Tuesday,
I'm
we're only
pumped.
doing the card probably. I'll have a few topics to open up while everybody piles in, but Tuesday, we're probably only doing the card. As much as I'm looking forward to it, fuck, man. This is going to be one. This is probably the thickest card we've ever fucking done. Like, there's so many people on this card. People that don't watch tape will feel like, man, there's going to be a lot of takes on Tuesday, I have a feeling.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Dead picks. Can we schedule a space ahead of time? If I send you the graphic and the title tomorrow, not the space, the can you schedule the YouTube? Are you able to do that? So I don't know. It just seems like a good idea. Hit my DMs if you can do that shit, bro.
Well, guys, I mean, we did 2 hours on a space I was expecting to just be talking to myself about. We're gonna, like as we just said, we're gonna destroy this damn card on Tuesday. Appreciate y'all for coming out. Um, let's go UFC 300. Woo, 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 woo. I'm closing this bitch. Y'all have a good night.